YouTube, it's Supergirl611100, and today I'm going to show you how to make a Pop-Tart for your American Girl doll. So what you'll need is a bunch of different colors mashed together, and I'm going to have my dad knead those like I usually do. And then you'll need some thin cardboard, which I have in the back of the shoebox right there, some beigeish brown clay, and kind of a little bit lighter than our jelly for our peanut butter and jelly. Now, if you've watched the peanut butter and jelly video, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that I'm only using the cardboard to make sure my Pop-Tart is sturdy. So I'm taking this shoebox lid rim piece, and I'm going to cut it to the size and shape of my Pop-Tart. Now I'm making two, and this is about the size I'll need for two. Oh no, that's one, sorry. Okay, so this is two right here. And now I'm going to see where it's the color of cardboard. I'm just going to cut that off, because that will be making it too big, because Pop-Tarts are smaller than bread. And then I'm going to cut off a little bit of the end to make it more of a Pop-Tart shape, and I'm going to do the same with the other piece. Alright, so here's my two Pop-Tarts, 1 and 2. Now I'm going to put my jelly color frosting off to the side, and I'm going to take my beige color, and I'm going to use I'm going to make it into kind of like a peanut shape like this. I don't know how much you can see about that. And that's just how I cut, because it just works better for me. So I just cut that in half and put the other piece off to the side, because that'll be for my second Pop-Tart. And then I don't know how much I'll really need, but I'm going to flatten it. Just flatten that. Okay, so now I've flattened it. I'm going to cut that in half. You might be saying, why are we doing all this cutting? And now you might be thinking, how the heck did you know that's what I was saying? Yeah, I do that weird method thing on my videos a lot. Okay, so I'm just going to roll this and flatten it again. Piece that I cut after putting the other piece onto this. And like I said, this is almost exactly the same as my peanut butter and jelly video. So I recommend going to look at that either before or after you watch this. Now, as you can see, I've stretched it. And I'm just going to stick my Pop-Tart shape in the middle. Oh, it's not big enough on this side. So just stretch that out a little more. And stick my Pop-Tart shape on it and press down. The reason I'm pressing down is so I can get the shape of it and then cut it out. So it looks kind of weird, kind of looks like a picture frame. And I'm going to take my other piece that I cut in half of the half, and I'm going to roll it into a ball again, and I'm going to cover it up like that. Now I'm going to move my other piece of cardboard off to the side too. So now I've flattened this, and I'm going to stretch it a little more to make it fit. Oh no, it tore. Okay. Just reattach it there. And I'm going to push down, and it should cover up your whole rectangle of cardboard. Now you want to press down kind of hard, just because you want to be able to find the outside of your cardboard. And I'm going to use my fingers to find it, and then I'm going to cut off the excess clay. Okay, so now I've cut off the excess of my first Pop-Tart, and I'm going to roll up these pieces and use them for other crafts. Now I'm going to take my other piece, and I'm going to just randomly cut it in half. You could tear it if you don't want to use scissors, but you need scissors to even out this part. Okay, so now I'm going to take my other cardboard, and I'm going to do the same thing I did for the first one. Okay, so now I've flattened on top of my cardboard, and I'm going to press down like this instead of using my fingers, but I have to use my fingers to find it, and there's kind of a little hole, so I'm just going to patch it up with a little more clay that's on the excess. And then I'm going to use my scissors again to cut off the excess clay. Okay, so as you can see here, I've cut off the excess. I'm going to flatten it down a little bit, And you can kind of see the cardboard here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my excess. I have excess from both Pop-Tarts. And I'm just going to pull a little bit off, about this much. Sorry. And I'm just going to cover up. I'm going to roll it into a little tube. And get it off my hand. And cover up a piece. See, like that. Alright. Now I'm going to cover up the rest of it and get back to you. Yay! So now I have both of my Pop-Tarts. And I'm going to take my frosting, which is fairly large. I've made extra of it. And I'm just going to flatten it. Flat. About this flat. And then just maneuver my fingers around to flatten it a little more. Maybe even use the wall because I'm lazy. Okay. Make sure it's, oh, it's all textured. That's weird. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to cut this in half because we want an equal amount for each one. And I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to, no. It's funny because I just made a pencil. Okay. I have a video on that too. I don't know which one I'm going to upload first right now, but so just roll it up. Kind of look like a sleeping bag there for a minute. And then I'm going to break that in half and break that in half. And then I'm going to roll it into a ball, flatten it, and see what size it comes out to be. I'm going to stretch it out. I'm going to look at my Pop-Tart and say, okay, that's good. And then cut off. And I'm just going to stretch that out. And then I'm going to press that down and make that my frosting. Oh, and also, I almost forgot. You'll need glue too, modeling clay. Or any clay, or polymer clay, or Model Magic, which is what I'm using. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot. Okay, so you'll need glue also. Put that off to the side. And then do your other Pop-Tart too. So I'm going to do my other Pop-Tart and I'll get back to you. Okay, so now I've done all of my frosting and my camera fell over. And it's sliding. What the heck? I figured it out. It was unsteady. Okay, so when you spread out your frosting, kind of just use 2 thumbs because then it makes it look kind of uneven. And now you're going to need your mesh of different colors, and you're just going to see what it turns out to be because that's going to be sprinkles. I don't know if I finished that word. And I'm just going to take some blue Model Magic and some, let's see, what other colors do I have? And these purple that's left over from the frosting. And I'm going to mix those 2 colors together and see what it comes out to be. Okay, I needed the 2 colors together and I got kind of like a bright purple, which I really like. Not a light purple, but a bright purple. It's like a really bright color. I think it looks really good. So I'm going to break it up in half like this. And then I'm going to break that in half. And I'm going to break the other one in half. And then I'm going to take one of those pieces and I'm going to break it in half. And then I'm just going to break them into little tiny pieces for my sprinkles. And I'll get back to you. So now I have all these little purple specks and I have one of them in my hand. And I'm rolling it into a ball. And I'm going to make it into a little oval and cut it in half. Okay, so now I've cut it in half. And I'm going to do that for all the other ones. Okay, so now I've cut those in half. And I'm going to roll them into little ovals again. And I'm going to cut, and I'm not going to cut because that takes too much time. And then I'm going to break those in half. And break them in little tiny pieces because you want them really small for your sprinkles. Now roll it into a ball, roll it into a tube, and break it in half again. And then you finally get to decorate your Pop-Tart. Move the pencil out of the way. Duh! I'm sorry. I got that on video. Okay. Things are rolling like crazy. Okay, so remember, whatever color you get has to be different from your frosting color. Okay, so now I have my Pop-Tart and my little tiny sprinkle, and I'm just gonna press a sprinkle on there. Now, also, along with the sprinkles, I am going to add a little swirl of frosting. So it's kind of like a really sugary treat. Add a little of that color just to even out the frosting. And now I'm going to add my sprinkles. Some people say, oh, frosty, frosting, Frosty the Snowman, all those little frosts, like frost snow and all that. They think, oh, whatever, it's all the same. And when you make a gingerbread house, a winter one, the snow is usually made of frosting and snow frost. And when you think of a toaster strudel, it has frosting on it, if you know what that is. And a Pop-Tart has sprinkles, but I'm going to put both because I'm a sugar person. So I'm just going to add all my little sprinkles on both Pop-Tarts, and I'll meet you back. So I've done one complete one, and I'm almost halfway done with this one. And my dad is kneading the frosting, little swirl frosting right now. He's very good at kneading, if you haven't seen my other videos where I've said that. And also, I will probably say this at the end of the video, but if I forget, please, 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 please make requests, because you would be totally awesome to do that. And I'm thinking about making some things like, I made a little list so I would remember, peppermints, mashed potatoes, cinnamon rolls, Ritz cheese crackers, milkshake, candy cane, cupcake, strawberries. I already made a pencil, hasn't uploaded yet. I don't know which one I'm going to upload first, so just keep an eye out for my videos. And like I said, please make requests. I need to think of more things to make. And I've been watching Laughter Meiji, My Froggy Stuff, American Anna, all those people to see ideas. And then I think of my own way to make it better or make it my own. And so I just think it's really fun. So now I've put the sprinkles on each one, and I turn it over and smash it just so it flattens. I don't like, seem kind of weird to smash sprinkles into something. And now I'm going to go get the frosting from my dad. You know what's funny? You guys have no idea how much the hassle that was to get a little piece of clay. So I mixed blue and white Mono Magic. I'm just going to cut it in half. And cut it in half. For some reason, when I'm cutting, while I'm doing these videos, sorry for breathing so heavy, I went downstairs and then ran upstairs and then dropped it and then had to go get it, and so I'm literally sitting in the middle of my stairs right now. 2-story house. It's awesome. It's a blessing but a curse at the same time. Okay, so I just thought maybe I could make dumplings. Like gyoza or sushi. Nah, sushi would be kind of boring. Haven't I done a video on sushi already? No, I don't know. Why am I asking you? Because if I did, it probably wouldn't be uploaded yet. So now I'm rolling out a tube, and I notice that it's too thin, so I'm just going to add another one. Another one of my little folds. That's what gave me an idea to make dumplings. I really like that idea. To do dumplings, I have to do dumplings. So stay tuned for dumpling videos. Sounds kind of weird. Gyoza and stuff. Okay, so now I'm just gonna curl and then cut off the end. And then make it kind of a point and curl it again. So So there's your finished Pop-Tart. You can turn it over and smash it. That's my idea. If it ruins it, I'm really, really sorry, but it's just, it works for me, so. I'm gonna roll it again for this